Curious to work with Android native development? Would you like to work more with Android Studio and understand Android application structures? Join me in today's video to work with complex task applications and learning more about building complex user interfaces, using Google Font and Google icons in our UI, navigating between screens, and building complex lists using RecyclerViews. We will run the application in Android emulators and we will test it and debugging all the way through the live coding. Don't wait to start this video. Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. In this new video today we will build a to-do app in Android native development. I will build today the app using Java and XML, and later on I will build the same app using Jetpack Compose, and then we will compare between the two apps. This is my to-do app, and when I click on this plus button I could here add fix the door as an and this is not urgent task. Let's say for in 2 days. I will click save. Now my task or my to-do has been inserted with the green background. I can change this to be red so it's an urgent now, or put it back again to green. I could add one more task, and let's say here get some milk, and this is urgent. I will make it for today, save, and now get some milk as a to-do inserted in my list. Now I could delete the app. Should ask me a question, yes or no. Yes, and the to-do deleted. Let's get started and create a new project in Android Studio. I will go ahead and create a project using empty views activity template. This template gives me an option to select between Java or Kotlin, and it will also give me layout files for my XML layout, right? I will go here right away to the layout. This is my main activity, and this is my layout res folder, resource folder, where I could start designing my activity. I will here split my screen so I could see the design and at the same time the code side by side. I will delete this text and I will add RecyclerView. RecyclerView for my list, and later on I will build a recycleradapter. So this is my RecyclerView, and I will make it here with match parent, so my recycler will cover the entire screen. I can give it some constraint by clicking here those four, and each one of them stick that recycler to the parent, bottom of parent, and then start on top of parent. So that's what exactly this means. To the bottom right corner I need a floating action button, and this is here floating. If I start typing floating action button in here, so I will add it, and this is here the point. I should make it with wrap content this time. So my floating action button with wrap content, and now as you could see the button in the top left corner, I should give it the constraint and also some icon in that button. And floating action button, that's nice. I still have to give it an icon inside this button, which is source. So this source, in order to add a plus sign here, I need to get the image from Google Font. So I will go here to Google Font to download the image that I needed, and I need in my case a plus image. So let me search here, add, and here we go. This is the add button. So basically, right, so I will download it, and this is an XML file as you see, and I will drag and drop this XML file from here to my drawable folder in this file, in this project. Here we go. I will add it, and now I could see the image, the plus sign in here in my drawable. I will use it in here, so I could say add drawable. Did I give it a name? There we go, and all done. Now I have the image, the resource that I will grab it, an XML file in my plus button in this floating action is a rectangle shape that give me a border around, with the border around it, right, with a little bit also of rounded corner. So I will use this as another drawable file in my drawable to give me this background. So now in my row, I will again split the screen, and each row in my in this list will have a background, and this background I will grab it from a drawable file to give it this my border. So now, as you could see, it is quite big, but I will give it a specific width so it's not that big. So this is the border, and I will here stick with, let's say, 100 dB for the width. Sorry, not the width, this is for the height, and this is 100 dp for the height. So I could kind of make my row looks like as a row, and within this row I need two text, both of them wrap content, and I will complete this design here. Another text with wrap content and wrap content, and I need as well, so those two texts are not constrained yet, I will add those constraints later. I will add here image button, and for this image button wrap content and wrap content, I will add the image to be here, the source of the image to be my drawable, which is the delete. So add drawable, and I can in this case see my delete icon. So this is the delete icon that I want, and I need also this switch. So this switch that I wanted also to turn on and off if the task is urgent or not urgent. So this is basically my four element in this view. I have to design them one by one. Now my both text constraint, perfectly fine with this constraint layout, each one of them with the width to be 0 dp match constraint, and beside the two texts I have a delete button, switch, and then delete button. This is for each row in my row layout. After finished building the UI and the layout files for the recycler view, it's the time to create the adapter. So I will go ahead to my Java package and create a new Java class, and this is going to be to do recycler adapter, and this class should inherit from RecyclerView .adapter, and basically I have to specify here the view holder class. I don't have yet any view holder, but I will build it in a second inside my to-do recycler adapter. So I will create an inner class. I will call it here to-do view holder, and this view holder inherit from view holder class. This is going to consider now the view holder for my adapter, recycler adapter. So now I got errors in both classes. The first error in my inner class, I need to add the missing parameters. So there is missing parameters. I have to create a constructor to matching the superclass, and I should also for the first class, the error here, I should specify the abstract class, which is in my case the to-do view holder. This is first issue resolved, and I still have one more issue, which is missing the needed implementation. Okay, so I should implement a couple of functions, one of them on create the view holder, on bind the view holder, and get item count. So I should add those three functions. So because I will prefer to keep my class just to the top so I could see it all the time. There we go. Now I have onCreateViewHolder, onBindViewHolder, and get item count. Basically, this recycler should build a list of a view holder for a specific list of item. And my example is a to-do app, so that means I definitely need something represent list of to-do, right? List of to-do or list of tasks. And I have to pass this list all the way to this adapter, and I will do that in a constructor of this adapter. So I will here go ahead and create a constructor for my to-do recycler adapter, and I will pass here an array list of something. This something is a task, a to-do list, right? And I will call it here list, and I don't have yet the object. That's what I have to do right now. So I will create this class in here. So I will create another Java class. I will call it here to do, and this class is not inherit from anything, and I will here specify the needed parameters or data member I needed for this class. So the data members for this to do, starting with a string to represent the task, and I need date time object to represent the date, or I could right now work with the string instead of that, so which is here the date of that task. And I will also look at a boolean value to represent is urgent. And now I have this to do ready. I can here give it a constructor. If I go to code menu and click generate, I could here generate a constructor using those three data members, and that's nice. So this is my to-do class, the data model to represent all items in my list. I will come back to the adapter right now, and within here this array list should be array of to-do, and this to-do should be imported. Array list also should be imported, and here we go. And every time I create a new adapter, I should pass this list to a data member inside this adapter. So I will here create this array list of to-dos, and I will call it here list of to-dos. And this list of to-dos will be initialized when we get the value from that using this constructor. Beside the list, I need also the context of the application, so I could access all XML, specifically the row layout. So I will also here pass the application context as a parameter to my constructor as well. Later on I will use it, so let me here also create it as well. So app context, and this should be also initialized in this constructor. Here we go, equal to this context. Perfect, done. This is the constructor is ready right now. Now I will move on to onCreateViewHolder and onBindViewHolder functions. But before I start with those, I know right now the count, how many to do I have to build, which is basically the list size. So I have here list of to-dos dot count, and I think this is dot size. And now I get I know how many elements I have to build. Now building view holder, I should return my function here should build one view holder at a time, and then I have to bind data to that view holder. So this is here the process. Now inside the to-do view holder, I should initialize the values or the object I have them in my row. And in this row I have two text and one switch, one image button. Each one of them should has an ID. So image button has an ID, switch has an ID, and to do task and date text. So I can right now come back to my adapter and build and find those views in my in the item view. So because I have item view as a parameter to this constructor, I can locate all of those components. I will here go with text view because this is here the task text, and I have another text for the date text, and I have image button for delete, and I have switch which is, let's say here, to do switch. Now those are my 4 elements, and I will grab them from my item view using this parameter in the constructor of the view holder, which is to do view holder. So I will use here item view dot find the view by ID, and this ID is r dot id dot, I have date and delete and to do task. This to do task is my first text. All right, and then I will do the same thing for all other 4. So I will use find view by ID for the rest. The second one will be date text, and this will be here date text. Third one will be delete button. This time will be for the delete button, and number 4 will be the switch, which is here switch button, and I will use it here as a to do switch. Here we go. I prepared this item view after using find view by ID to get all my views. Now that's set for this to do view holder. I will create a new view holder in this function of my adapter. So I will return this view holder, but basically I'm not going to, I will use my parent view using the layout inflator to return a new view based on my UI specifically, this to do row specifically. So I will use here layout inflator. Layout inflator is a class. I could here inflate layout inflator. I think here I will go from a specific context, which is the context of the app that I got it earlier in my constructor dot inflate, and this could inflate a specific XML file for me. So the layout that I have in my case is r dot layout dot row, to do row, and the second parameter here is root to be true or false, or the parent, the root parent, I will say here none. All right, and this is this inflator. After inflating this file, it will return a view object, and this is going to be here a view v, and I could right now inflate, so return this XML as a view object, and I can use this view object to build my to do view holder. So I will here return new to do view holder, and I will pass this v as a parameter, because this, as you remember guys, for to do view holder constructor, we need a view object as a parameter to get the object in that view. And that's done for create a view holder. So I'm here creating a view holder for each row in my list, and this is later on I can bind data to this views one by one. But this recycler will recycle those view holders, so we are not going to have if I have a list of 100 to-dos, we are not going to create 100 view holders. RecyclerView will take care of the recycling those view holders for us, and not create 100 view holders object. And now in unbind the view holder, I have the holder, which is this object that we just finished creating. So I could assign a specific position from my list in that holder. And basically I will say here holder dot, and I have access to task text dot set text, and I will here use set text function. This set text, I will grab the item from my list. So list of to-dos, which element? This is going to be element position dot sorry, this is array. Have here array list dot get element position dot task, and I will do the same thing for other element as well. And this time will be for date task, and this is dot date object. Now I have this, I have to assign the switch. So holder dot switch dot is on. I will here check is activated or is checked will be so I think here dot set checked, and the boolean here value would be this position. So list of to-dos dot get element in that position and the check if that urgent or not urgent. So the value of this urgent or not will be the value of this switch. This is exactly what I need to bind in my element. This later on we will work with listeners, adding listeners to this item in my recycler view. So let's now first use this recycler view in our main activity. Now in main activity, to use that adapter that we had, I will first of all create here the recycler view, and I will give it a name here, recycler view, and inside on create I will find view by ID. So recycler view equal find view by ID r.id dot did I give it a name, an ID? Let me double check. And in main activity I don't have an ID yet, so this is here the floating and this is the recycler. So I will give it here an ID, a list of to do. So this is the ID, so I will use this ID here, list of to do. All good. And I should also create I found here activity layout, find view by ID, recycler, and I got here an error. They said does not contain a declaration with ID. I think this should be gone. So find view by ID r.id dot list of to do. There we go. Still give me this error. I will double check later on. Now I will create a recycler object. So I will create here adapter, which is to do recycler adapter. I will call it adapter, and I will set this to be a new to do recycler adapter. In order to create this, I have to pass two parameters. The first one is an array list, and the second one is the current context. So this is here the second parameter, and the first parameter should be a list of to-dos. I will create this list for now here as array list of to-dos, but this should be later on create somewhere else. I will show you that in a second. And now this is the adapter. All good. Now this recycler view dot adapter, I will say here set adapter to be this adapter that I just created, and in this case I connect the view with the adapter object that I created here as well. All right, so running this code right now, this list is an empty list. It has no item in it. I could here give it some items, and I will design it in this way. But before running this app, I would like here in my adapter to change something. So when the user here bind, switch to be on and off, and I also need to update the holder background color to be green or red based on the urgency of the to do. So if this is, I will say here holder dot set I will say here background color. This is a view holder, so I will say here holder dot, I think it is an item view dot background color. So let's say here set background color, and this is a color I could here pass it. This color could be r dot color dot red or white or green. I don't have any one of them that is red, so I will grab it from my browser. So here in the browser I will go to hexadecimal color picker, and I will say here red, and this is here the hexadecimal value for my color, for red color. I will add this color to values folder colors.xml, and this is what it should look like. So red and in here this is color red, and I will come back to the browser and say here green, and this should give me the hexadecimal value for green. There we go. And I will also add another one here, color for green. So I'm adding here a new resources to use it in my app. So this is here the green color, and this is red. All good. Coming back to the bind the view unbind the view holder dot red. That's nice. So more action. I say here on demand or get supported resources as color. That could be fine. And this, so in this case, if the task is urgent, the background will be red. Other than that, it will be green. And in my main activity, if I give this couple of items, so list dot add, and I need here to add a new to do manually for this time static. So let's say here this is fix the door, and this date to be, let's say here May 20th 2025, for example, and this is true. And I can here add one more to be false. So let's say here fix, or let's say here get some milk, and this is May, let's say 18, and this is not urgent, false. Okay, now I have two items in this list, and the adapter is ready, everything connected. If I run this app, I should see those two items in my emulator. So the emulator right now will come online. And I got this error in here. Let me double check. Enable to start because of this null exception attempt to invoke boolean array list.add and a null object. That means because I did not create yet my list, which is correct. I said here I should go with list equal new array list of initially empty element. That's it. This is my fault. Let's go ahead and rerun. My plan is to move this list with all services to another class to design the logic. Before running this app, don't forget to add layout manager. So RecyclerView dot set layout manager, and I will go here with a new linear layout manager, passing the current context. I could here go with the grid. We could try it later on. Now I will run this application. So running this app in my emulator, I should see the expected output having two tasks in this list. One of them urgent, one of them is not urgent, with switch and delete button beside each one of them. Those are not doing anything yet. Those buttons also not working. This add button is not working, but we will finish this soon. After running this app for the first time and see the output, let's correct the structure of this application by following the separation of concern. So I will create a class, and within that class I will keep the application logic. So I will call it here, let's say here to do service. And within this to do service as a class, I will create the list. I will create the list, and I will add those items within that list in that to do service class constructor. So I will place them in here, and I will put those in the constructor of that. So this will be here array list of to-dos, initially empty, and I will create here a constructor, so to do service constructor, and I will add two items within that list. Now within this class I will also create one more or two functions. The first function is public, this is return nothing, so void add new task, and this add new task will get the to do object as a parameter and add it to the list. So in here I will say list.add, and I will add this task to my list. Later on, if we have any persistent storage or cloud storage, we can do the job in here. So this could be for cloud storage or database storage, database insertion of this task. So but initially now I don't have any persistent storage in this application now. And I will do the same thing for another function, which is delete one task. And this delete one task will get also here a task position from the list. Let's say I will go here with int position, and this is, I will go to the list dot remove, and this remove could take an object or the index. I will go with the position removal right now. If this is if I have another delete with the object itself, I could also remove it from the list. So now this is the service, to do service. I have to initialize this object or an object of this class somewhere in my application, and in a level that is not in any activity. I needed some place before any activity created, and the best class to do that is to create it in an application class. So I will add an application class. So I will go and create a Java class. I will call it here my app, and this my app class extends from application. And because this inherit from application, this object will be created before any other activity, and this is a good place to initialize an object of my service in that app application class. So I will create here a to-do service object, and I will call it here my model. And let's go ahead and create here a new object of this to-do service object. There we go. That means this creation means the list will be initialized, and I will add 2 items to this list initially. For now, later on I will remove those initialization, or I will remove those 2 objects. One more step to use this application class is to add it to Android manifest. So very important step here to go to Android manifest. Now I am not using anymore the default application, but I have my own. So I will go and add a name attribute, and this will be my app, the name of the app, the name of the class that inherit from application in here. Now to use this application in main activity, I will use a function get application, and this get application function, if I try to access it, it's not casted, so I have to cast it to my app. So I will cast it in here to my app, and now I could access my service object, which is my model. So this is my model. I will assign it to an instance of that in here. So I will say here, which is to do service model object, and now I can use it like this. Because I have this access to my application, I have access to the model, and I have access to the entire logic that I want, starting with this list. This list I don't need anymore from here, so I will remove it, and I will go to my model object dot list. This is perfectly fine. And if I run this application one more time, I should see the exact output as before, but just update the structure of my app without any logical change. I will add the new activity, the second activity, which is adding a new task. And in order to do that, I will add a new layout for that activity first of all, which is here add new task file. This is an XML file. I will copy and bring here an existing content, and then I will share it in the bio for those who want to see the full code. But basically what I'm doing here, I'm adding a text edit text object, and a switch for turning on and off for the urgency of the task. And below this switch I have a date picker to select the date, and then 2 buttons, one for cancel and one for save. And in this, this is here the code with the full constraint. I will provide a link to this in my GitHub repo. Now, in order to add the activity for this layout, now the layout is done, but there is no activity yet. So I will add here the activity class. So I will here create a basic view activity, or I will create a new Java class and then inherit from this. So to do activity. This to do activity should inherit, similar to main activity, should inherit from app combat activity. So I will do that. To do activity inherit, and at the same time I should add at least onCreate function for my to do activity. So I will override this onCreate by copying it from there. So this is here my to do activity, and that's done. All right, the last step to add any activity is to add it in Android manifest. So in Android manifest, I will add another tag for this activity, very important, and this is a small letter, so activity, and I have to do activity class in here. That's nice. Now this activity will be opened when the user click on this plus button. So plus button, which is in main activity, I have here this floating action button. This floating action button, I don't have an ID yet for it, so let me give it here an ID, and this ID will be in here, ID add a new task button. Okay, so this add new task button, I will give it an click listener event in my main activity, and this click listener should open the second activity by creating an intent. So in main activity, I will write here the code, find the view by ID. So I will remove this section of code, it's not important for me right now, and I will use a function find the view by ID. So my function basically here is a floating action button, add button, and this add button I will just find it in here, find the view by ID r.id dot add new button. There we go. And I will add a click listener in my main activity. I will add a click listener for this button. So add and dot set onClick listener, and I will create here a new onClick listener for this view specifically. And here I have this implementation. I have to implement onClick, so the action here will be run when the user click on that button. So basically I need to open a new activity using intent. So I will create an intent, and this intent, let's say here intent, and I will create here a new intent. And because I need to open another activity, I will go with the fourth overload here by passing the main activity context dot this, and the second parameter, this is the context of the application, and I need the path or the class name where I'm navigating, and in my case it is to do activity dot class. So I'm here specifying where is this where we are navigating, not creating an object, but telling the path or the class where we are navigating. And then I will use a function start activity function, and this is the one. I will pass this intent as a parameter. Now if I run this code, I should be able to click on the floating action button and see the second activity. Let me try it right now. Here we go. If I click on this, I could navigate, but now I did not see anything. I will add the new activity, the second activity, which is which is adding a new task. And in order to do that, I will add a new layout for that activity first of all, which is here add new task file. This is an XML file. I will copy and bring here an existing content, and then I will share it in the bio for those who want to see the full code. But basically what I'm doing here, I'm adding a text edit text object, and a switch for turning on and off for the urgency of the task. And below this switch I have a date picker to select the date, and then two buttons, one for cancel and one for save. And in this this is here the code with the full constraint. I will provide a link to this in my GitHub repo. Now, in order to add the activity for this layout, now the layout is done, but there is no activity yet. So I will add here the activity class. So I will here create a basic view activity, or I will create a new Java class and then inherit from this. So to do activity. This to do activity should inherit, similar to main activity, should inherit from app combat activity. So I will do that to do activity inherit, and at the same time I should add at least onCreate function for my to do activity. So I will override this onCreate by copying it from there. So this is here my to do activity, and that's done. All right, the last step to add any activity is to add it in Android manifest. So in Android manifest I will add another tag for this activity, very important, and this is a small letter, so activity, and I have to do activity class in here. That's nice. Now this activity will be opened when the user click on this plus button. So plus button, which is in main activity, I have here this floating action button. This floating action button I don't have an ID yet for it, so let me give it here an ID, and this ID will be in here, ID add a new task button. Okay, so this add new task button, I will give it an click listener event in my main activity, and this click listener should open the second activity by creating an intent. So in main activity I will write here the code, find the view by ID. So I will remove this section of code, it's not important for me right now, and I will use the function find the view by ID. So my function basically here is a floating action button, add button, and this add button I will just find it in here, find the view by ID r.id dot add new button. There we go. And I will add a click listener in my main activity. I will add a click listener for this button. So add and dot set onClick listener, and I will create here a new onClick listener for this view specifically. And here I have this implementation. I have to implement onClick, so the action here will be run when the user click on that button. So basically I need to open a new activity using intent. So I will create an intent, and this intent, let's say here intent, and I will create here a new intent. And because I need to open another activity, I will go with the fourth overload here by passing the main activity context dot this, and the second parameter, this is the context of the application, and I need the path or the class name where I'm navigating, and in my case it is to do activity dot class. So I'm here specifying where is this where we are navigating, not creating an object, but telling the path or the class where we are navigating. And then I will use a function start activity function, and this is the one. I will pass this intent as a parameter. So before being able to open this activity in this using this intent, I should add one extra function here, which is set content view, and I will provide the layout using r.layout add new task activity. This way it will open the activity. So let me run the application now, and we should see the new activity after click on this button. There we go. I will click here, and as you could see, we navigated to the second activity. Now let's work on to-do activity, and let's add the functionality in here. The to-do activity connected with this UI, the context here should be to-do activity. So I should fix that. And here I will add action to this button, which is cancel button and save button. So after that, I will start adding actions. So save button dot set on click listener, and I have to create a new click listener, view click listener, and here we go. Right now, I should collect the data when the user click on that button. So I should see if there is a text in here. If there is, I will grab the selected date and also see the switch. I forgot the switch, so here switch. I think this is going to be urgent switch. Will be also r.id.switch, but perfect. I will double check here switch. This is here the switch, and this is urgent switch. Good. So I will here start checking the text. So if task text dot get text dot to string dot is empty, I should make sure that it's not empty, so not empty. And I could start here collect the date. So I will here create string task date, and I will go to the picker. So task date picker, what's it is, it's also it's date picker dot get here. So I need this as a string. So this is I will here concatenate it right away with string. So I could here add this backslash and then keep doing that. So date picker dot get month, and also concatenate with another backslash in here, and I will also go with the date picker dot get day. So day of month, this is the last one, and now this will be my string for the date. After that, I'm able to create the new to-do, the new task, but I should also check if it's urgent. That will be the value of this urgent switch. So to-do, this is the new object, so new task, and I will here create a new to-do using the constructors task date and is urgent. So task here will be task text dot get text dot to string, and this is the first parameter. Then here task date, and the last one will be the switch urgent switch dot is checked. There we go. So now my object is ready. I should send it back to main activity. How that's possible? How can I do that? And I already create a normal intent. So if you remember, guys, here we create a normal intent or intent to start an activity, but we were not waiting for result. So when we create an intent without waiting for result, we cannot send any result back. In order to change that, so this new task should be sent to main activity. So I will change that. So I will change the intent type and I will make sure here this intent to start for results. So get a result from an activity. Here we are looking at several ways to get result from an activity, and one of them here is by creating this activity result launcher, which I will do right now. So in main activity, I will, instead of start activity like this, I will create activity result launcher and then launch that activity. So the launcher will be here, activity result launcher object, activity result launcher, activity result launcher object, and this is basically would be an intent, and I will call it here my launcher. And this launcher I will initialize it, so let me just get this outside the class on create, and here I will create this launcher, my launcher, inside on create. So my launcher will be created as a new object. I will use it here to register for activity result, and the parameter I will copy them from the developer, Android developer. So new activity result contracts and start activity for result. So this is what we have it in the documentation, and I will here specify the result, and in my case I will here add the callback, which is the activity callback. This callback in my case is a function which will be implemented every time there is a result from my activity. Okay, so this is basically what I need to add. So the two parameters is a start activity for result, and this is a new contract, and the second parameter is the callback, which is a function, a body inline function that will be implemented when there is a callback from my intent. And basically this is what I'm doing right now on activity result. This is what I'm implementing right now, and I will here check and copy this code from here, if result.get result code, and I can here check if there is a good result. Basically here activity or result okay, and I will double check here that there is a data, because I will send a new to do. So result dot get data, because this is going to be sent as an intent as well. If this is not equal to null, I can use this data right away in here. So I can go to my intent, let's say here get data, and then I can handle that by say here to do, because this is the object. This is here new task, and I will create it from this data, which is in my case the intent dot get serializable extra, because I will have it as an extra value. So this will be done there. This is a new task. Basically, in order to get this result, my to-do class should be serializable in order to pass it via intent. And this is important to be done in my to-do class. So I will go ahead to my to-do class and implement this interface, which is serializable. And implementing this serializable interface, I can pass this object of this to-do class via intent between my activities. I could here see the problems, which is here get serializable extract, and the object here is serializable right now, and I'm good to pass it as a parameter or via those intents. So I just here will cast it to do, and that's good. Now this object in main activity, I have it right now in main activity. That means I already send it from my add to do activity. So the object is ready in here, so I can add it to my list. Do I have list? Yes, I have my list inside model object inside my my application class. So I will go to this model object dot add a new task and pass this new task as parameter. That means I'm updating the object, and in this case I can update my adapter. So I could say here adapter dot, and I will say here notify dataset changed, because I have a new list or a new item in that list. Should refresh my recycler view. Before this is work correctly, I should send it from my to do activity. So I should come back to my to do activity, and this is the to do is ready to be sent, but it's not yet in any intent. So I should here create this intent, and I will say here result intent, and this is going to be a new intent like this. After that, I will here put this extra, and in my case the extra is serializable, so I will basically use this overload. I will give it the name new task, and the object is new task to do object. Be careful to have the same name here, new task, similar to the name that you are using when you are getting the serializable object. Those should be identical. After that, the intent is ready, so I can send here set result to send this intent back. I have to specify here result okay as a static integer, and this is here the result intent. In this case, should be send back the new intent to my main activity, and I will here go ahead and finish this activity. So the user should the activity should be closed when the user click on this save button if everything okay. Now to test this feature, we should replace start activity with using the launcher instead of start activity. So I will go ahead and say here my launcher dot launch, and I will launch this activity instead of starting it. So I should remove this line of code from here. Now my activity will register for callback, and whenever my to do activity return a result, we will get this result in here, add it to our list, and notify the adapter. If I run this code right now, I should see this. I should be able to add a new activity and come back to here to see the activity in here. So I will go ahead and say here, let's say pick the door, and this is, let's say next week, not urgent, save, and here we go. I got fix the door right in here. And if I add one more activity, let's say urgent, let's say complete the homework, and this is an urgent one, turn on the switch, save, complete the homework is here inserted in my list. Now after complete adding second activity and adding task, I will here complete this cancel button. This cancel button, it did not cancel this addition yet, so I will go here to do activity, and I will set a cancel button action. So cancel button dot click listener, and I will create here a new view click listener, and all what I need here to finish this activity. There we go. And if I rerun, I should be able to click on cancel button and come back like this. Exactly. Now if I need to delete or turn on and off the switch in here, nothing changing basically in those to-dos, because I don't have any listener to those two buttons. But those two buttons are actually in the recycler, not in my list. So I cannot do anything here in main activity to access the switch and the button, delete button. I should do that in this recycler class. In recycler class, to be able to listen to switch clicking or delete button clicking, I should add two listeners. Those listeners are basically interfaces. So I will start here by adding here the first interface in my class, and this interface will be an interface like this. I will call it here switch listener. And for this switch listener, there is one function, and this function, let's make it here void switch urgent switch clicked, for example, or turned on, or switch should change, for example. So person switch changed, and I will here specify which task. So the index of the task could be, so let's say here task index, and I will also pass the value, the new value of that switch. And then I will add another interface for delete button. The second interface for delete button will be similar to that interface. So I will say here delete listener. And for this delete listener, I will also delete clicked. And I will only specify the deleted task, so no need for this boolean. Now I have those two listeners ready for me to work with. I will create two variables of those listeners. So switch listener, I will here create a switch listener and delete listener as well. And who will listen to those two actions? Main activity should listen to those two actions, because main activity need to be updated every time one of those actions happened. To call those listeners functions correctly, I should scroll down and add those actions inside onBindViewHolder. In here, in this onBindViewHolder, I have the view holder itself, so I have access to the switch and to the button, and I also know the position in which the buttons clicked or the switch changed. So I should do that in here, not inside onCreateViewHolder, and also not inside the viewholder class, because in there I don't have any idea what exactly the position, the selected item that we are working with. So in here I will go holder dot to do switch dot I will see here set on checked change listener, and I will create here a new compound button on check change listener. And here I can call my listener, because I need this function to be run outside, not here. I need this to be run in main activity, because main activity will be the listener. So all what I have to do here is to call my listener, switch listener, and call its function in there to be implemented later on in main activity. So here urgent switch change, and I know I need two things: the position, which is a parameter to this function, and the new value, which is also a parameter to this unchecked change. And I'm done with this listener for the switch. And one more listener I needed for the button. Again, I will go to my holder dot delete button. So this is the image button, delete, and I will see here set on click listener, and I will create a new click listener for that button. Same thing here, I will go to my delete listener and call the function delete clicked, and I need to pass here the position in which that delete has been clicked. And as you can see here, do not treat position as fixed, only use immediately to call holder.get adapter position. So the warning here told me not to use position right away, but instead use it with the function holder.get adapter position. So I will do that, holder.get adapter position, and same thing here for holder.get adapter position. And that's perfect. Next step right now is to go to main activity and implement those two listeners. So I will implement RecyclerView listener. So to do recycleradapter dot delete listener. So this is number one, and I will need also one more, which is to do recycleradapter dot switch listener. And right now I got those errors because I have to implement the missing function. I have to implement delete clicked and urgent switch change, both of them, and those two functions inserted down there in my main activity, which is great. When the user click on delete, I should delete that task with that specific position from my list. And I did that earlier. I have in my to-do service, I have a function called delete one task to delete one task from the list of to do in a specific position, which this is the function I have to call it right now. in main activity. So I will go to the model, my model class, my model object. So I will use it here, model object dot delete one task, and I have to change this. I have to pass task index as a parameter. I should here refresh my adapter, so I will call adapter. Do I have access to this adapter? I think no. So where is my adapter? Adapter, here we go. So this adapter inside on create, I should make sure that I have a global variable of this adapter here, so I could access it in a different function. There we go. Now down there in delete, I would say here adapter dot notify dataset changed, all done. And one more thing here for urgent switch change. I know that one element has a changed value, so I will go to my model object dot list dot element at this specific task index, and I will change it to is urgent. Now I don't have access to that urgent, so one option here to do it in another service function, which is the best practice. So I will go ahead in here, create another function in this service. I will call it here public void update task, and this update task will get the index for position and the new value, so boolean value to assign it to is urgent. Could be true or false, right? So in here I say list dot get a specific position, and I will cast this list to do, and then I can here access this is urgent, and I could assign it to make it the is urgent that I have. So this is update task function inside the service. I could call it in main activity. So here in main activity I will say model dot update task, passing this task index and the value as a parameter, and I should also notify the adapter. If I run this code right now, I should, before running this code, I should make sure that my main activity assigned to become the delete and the switch listener. To do that, main activity, making activity the listener for delete and switch, I should make sure that adapter's listeners are assigned to the main activity. So adapter dot switch listener equal to this, which is current object, which is main activity, and also adapter dot delete listener equal to this. Now I finished this connection. Now every notification from the adapter will be sent to main activity, and that means those functions will be implemented. If we try to run this application right now, I removed from the service, I removed the two tasks, so I don't need any existing tasks, and we'll run the application and see. All right, so here we go. So let's say here task 1 and save, not urgent, task 2 and save. If I try to switch here, everything okay. If I try to delete, this is also fine. I will try to add one more task. Let's say here task 5, and I will try it in here. That's nice. Task 6, and here I got here a crash. The code crashed, and if I scroll down, I can see the error inside log cat. And if I scroll up to the beginning of the error said cannot call this method while RecyclerView is computing a layout or scrolling. And which method, after look at this error and debugging a little bit, I noticed that the application crashed sometimes while I'm deleting, the application crashed sometime while I'm editing, or while I am adding. And the reason behind that is this notify adapter is interrupting the RecyclerView. This is the error here. It is interrupted while computing a layout or scrolling. And this should not be done like this. I should not interrupt the while doing those tasks. So we should run this in a multi-threading environment. I should come back to main thread to run this action. So I will go here and say RecyclerView dot post, and I will post runnable object. This runnable object is an action. I will pass it as a lambda expression for my main thread. So in here I'm safe to call this adapter and adapter notify change. It is not going to interrupt the recycler view. It will wait in a multi-threading environment, wait and do the job when the adapter is done. I will replace this code here and here as well. So in 3 places where I am updating the adapter, I did this multi-threading here, to post a runnable object. In my case, it's an action which will run in main thread. I will run the app one more time and see if there is if the error will disappear. So right now I will add here task 1, and let's see here, save. Perfect. And let's add here task 2, another save, and task 3. Good. I will try right now editing. Perfect. I'm able to edit this. Click the switch, edit. I will try deleting. Perfect. That's good. And I will try now to add one more task. Let's say here task 4, and perfectly fine. No crash at all. So task 5, and the code is working as expected. Now I'm able to do whatever things I want without any crash. So thank you very much for watching. I finished my to-do app, and this is right now your to-do to like this video. And this is an urgent task. Don't forget to support me, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get all updated videos and support me. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.